in the 19th century, it was connected to an attitude of the artist who really strongly felt apart from society and was not understood from because of the rigidity or of different reasons. And it is interesting that the artists themselves also used the iconography of the solitude of the artist, like Van Gogh, or before in the 18th century, Caspar David Friedrich. It was also a way to describe solitude which is really without comfort. You are confronted with very naked aspects. There is no comfort of religion or other forces. And in the figure of Van Gogh, for instance, you then see already an exemplary symbol of the artist who is misunderstood, who is lonesome, and after he dies, he becomes, it's like a paradox. After he dies, he becomes a hyper-popular figure which stays this popular figure until today. And think of his outreach into Asian culture, how popular he is even there. And he sold 2 paintings during his lifetime. So it is a very interesting aspect and shows already mechanisms of the avant-garde who wanted also, created a mythology around this role of the artist, that he has to be a part, but at the same time you can when you understood his message, you can embrace him and sort of also take the danger away of his gesture. It's taming, and it's becoming an art which is understood. And can you always understand art? Art has always something resistant for a total understanding. So that is also a form of solitude. The figure of Marcel Duchamp introduces really someone who puts his glance towards society, towards the public, and the conditioning of the protagonists of art, who are the artists, that they are conditioned to smell the turpentine when they paint, and he takes a distance from that, and it's with his seemingly poor artworks. He was such an became such an influential figure because it introduced this new force to look at art and the mechanism, and at art as an entity of anthropological being, facts. The 19th century didn't bring out many female figures, but the 20th century, it's the first century where you really understand they are taking an importance in the whole history of art. And their role is, like, if I think about Meret Oppenheim, she was the one who really thematized the problems of a young woman being surrounded by big male figures and feeling very lonesome, and she was at the same time worshipped as this ideal of a woman, the ideal woman, by the surrealists, and at the same time she was 20, 30 years younger, as these male figures. And then there was the cut of the Destiny of the War, which brought her even more back to a situation where she was not understood by regional artists. She went back to Switzerland, and the regional artists were a bit jealous and said she had posed naked for French magazines, which was Minotaur, a very famous, wonderful artistic magazine created, and the photos were created by Man Ray. But she said, it's like I have to carry the weight of the centuries before on my shoulders, of all the women who did not have a proper, respectful way to be looked at.